This is episode 3. I'm going to give you a coaster.
Thank you. This is episode 3.
Yes. Episode 3, Frost Talk.
Frost Talk.
Cheers.
We made it to 2021.
It's January 1st, 2021. We did it.
Huzzah.
And we're still drinking.
Mega Dank Pot for those Insight Brewing. If that's around your area, first of all, welcome.
Welcome.
We're your kind of neighbors if you're in the Twin Cities-ish area. And what are you drinking?
I'm drinking white wine. It's a Chardonnay, and it is
alcoholic.
It is alcoholic and gluten-free.
And both are important for different reasons.
This was okay. Tell 'em.
So I pitched the idea whether Kay would be interested in doing a top 5 for the year.
Very interested in this.
I figured top 10. I was like, it's a lot of ranking. So I did top 5, and then I came back to you and was like, what if we did top 10 with 3 honorable mentions? Just like unranked, 3 that didn't quite make it, which doesn't mean it's top 8. It means it's top 5 with 3 honorable mentions. And then I went back and I said, what if we had 5 top 5
works for us,
3 honorable mentions, and 1 game that we have a feeling in our gut might have made it somewhere in that realm had we played it more. So either we got the game too late in the year, or we got it earlier, but we just didn't get to the table very often.
Because if it is your first time joining us, we have an almost 10-month-old and a 3.5-year-old. And the 3.5-year-old is currently sleeping at my mom's house for a sleepover, and we just got the 9-month-old down to bed. So,
it's 8:30.
We're awesome.
So, how we're going to do it.
Okay.
We're going to the ranked.
But first of all, this was very difficult for me.
Right.
I feel like I'm hurting the feelings of some games. I feel like they'll know.
Don't tell the ones you didn't pick.
Oh, I have the
They'll
first
be
draft
sad.
that did not. I have the first draft written. Sorry. Okay.
Okay, so we're going to do from 5th on up.
Okay.
5th to 1st, and we'll go back and forth.
Okay.
Snake draft.
I don't know what that
So I'll start. I'll do my 5th. You'll do yours. You'll do your 4th.
Oh.
I'll do mine. I'll
okay.
go back and forth.
Like
and
it's slithering.
it's slithering, yeah.
Nice.
And if I say something that you know is further up on your list,
Okay.
if my 5th is your 3rd, let's say,
Okay.
then you just kind of raise your hand and be like, this is higher on my list. And then I say, oh, and then we talk about it later.
Oh, okay. This is a thing for like ranking.
It is, yeah.
Oh, this is new. Okay.
Yeah.
Sam. Okay.
So we'll do those first and then the other ones. So
Don't tell the games I didn't pick.
my 5th place, 5th of top 5. I wasn't feeling super anxious about it before, but now I am.
See?
That's going to the camera.
Oh. Okay.
Is Fort. Okay. So I kind of figured it would be on there, so
Okay.
we'll stick a pin in it.
All right. So my 5th is Parks.
Okay.
I love that game. The artwork, anytime it is suggested, I will play it. I just felt like especially with the expansions.
Right, the expansion, the Nightfall came out this year.
The Nightfall expansion.
And those tents are really cool.
Yeah, and also like, I don't know, it sounds maybe weird, but it just makes me think of the trips we've done to the Grand Canyon and Joshua Tree, and just in the after times of COVID, it's getting me really excited to go camping and to travel. And
I mean, they're pretty open that that's what they're going for. They want to like give people the experience of these places without always having to be there. So you are feeling the intended effect.
I'm feeling the feelings. So, okay. All right. Now my 4 is Wingspan.
Nice.
Again, love it. Beautiful. I don't know how many birds are actually in the game, but they're beautiful. And just...
You can't see it. We do have one up on the wall, a cardinal.
So just love it. And It's a calming game.
And we don't have, to those viewing, first of all, thanks for coming by. But you probably are in the know that we have the European expansion, but the new one, the Oceania, like Australia and all that, the orange expansion is how my brain has categorized it. We don't have that. That came out this year, and it does look really cool, but we don't have it yet. So we're just playing with base and first expansion. But
And we enjoy.
it is a good one.
All right.
All right, so my number 4 is Hierarchy.
No. Oh, okay.
Okay, so Hierarchy is Button Shy Games, one of the little game wallets, and I can't remember when it came. I think it came out this year. I think we got it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a super sharp, very aggressive. It's only 2-player game. It is soloable, but I haven't tried it yet. And it's just like really, all cards are on the table. This year has not been, for all the time that we've been trapped in our house, the collective, because of said baby and daughter, and everything around that, time has not always been super on our side. And so a game that plays in like 4 minutes.
I was gonna say 4 minutes.
Really?
Yes.
Nice. It's just been a godsend this year. It is my second to most played game in my BG Stats app. Just because it's been like, there are some times when like a week or so goes by, 2 weeks, or some pretty long stretches where we just have not been playing games. And sometimes it's just a matter of like that one night when you like push through and get a game in, and then you remember how like uplifting it is, and then the next night you're like, all right, let's get a bigger game out. And Hierarchy has been that.
It's
game.
the gateway game.
Yeah, for like avid gamers.
Right. 2020 was not easy, but games have really, like, legitimately helped us. Been a form of therapy. It has been for our own mental health, for our relationship, for just kind of, because Netflix is great and watching movies is awesome, but we've said countless times just how important it has been. And that's like, I played games before this year, but this year, like, I get it. Like, I think I've grown a lot in terms of gaming and understanding games.
True.
And learning
I bet we'll
them.
hear about some of that in some upcoming titles on this list.
Little quote from Cars, because we've also watched Cars a lot.
So many times. It's a good movie, except Cars 2.
Don't buy it.
Came up
Should be
before on this.
outlawed.
It is trash.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm not looking
okay.
at your list.
So that was
Are we
my 4.
Okay, now we're on 3.
My 3 is Dune Hierarchy. Dune Imperium. Okay, so to be continued.
But we get to 3, which is Fort.
Okay, cool.
So now we can talk about Fort.
Okay.
I love it. I think it's creative. We've talked about it on Frost Talk before.
Mm-hmm.
The artwork, easy to follow. It's always different when you play.
True.
Very enjoyable, silly, and when
sometimes brings out the feelings.
It brings out the feelings.
Especially when somebody goes for the victory point end game and somebody else, they will both remain unnamed, and somebody else was going for the fort end game. Yeah, it can be a little bit of a feel bad.
Okay. I love it.
It's really great, and it's a small little box. Leader Games put a ton of work into how it feels, though. Like, the boards are great, the cards look great,
the pieces are great,
the box is beautiful. Like, just everything is awesome about it. And we have played just a little bit of the play tested for the upcoming expansion, and it's very good, even in its current, obviously unfinished state. So, Fort, excellent. Yes. So that was
I missed that thumbs up opportunity.
I thought you just did it.
I pointed. What's
you
that?
pointed. Okay, well, Win some, you lose some.
Okay,
That was your.
that was my 3.
Okay, so now you're 2.
Now my 2.
Got it.
All right, 2, Via Nebula.
Oh, nice.
So good. We call it the fog game.
I mean,
Actually, like I've been from the second we played it, and I just vividly remember we played it on the floor of our bedroom so Kyle could stretch out his back. Like,
is that the reason?
yeah, you needed to stretch out your back because of sitting at your desk before you got your standing desk for work. So, I vividly remember it. And the second after I played that game, I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
I kind of, I'm up in the night nursing our son, was thinking about it that night, thought about it the next morning, how to get better. I don't know if I've won. I've been really close. I think I might have.
The answers lie on that phone.
That phone.
Unfortunately.
But it's so good.
It's been within the biggest point spread has been 3, maybe.
It's so we've tied before, I believe. We tie a lot. Or come within 1 of
maybe
each other.
Maybe not even 3, maybe 2. It's
I
been
don't
really
know.
close.
It's such a good game, and I really like it. I think just a lot of I haven't really played a game like it before. It's just
no.
It's just different, and I've said it 1,000 times. I really like it.
Yeah. Apparently, I think I've told you this, but it is sort of like a reskinning, a retheming of train games. Some of them.
You did tell me that.
Yeah. Train games can be. It's a pretty broad type. There are different types, but that is one of those types where you're having to make that pathway to bring a place that's making stuff to a place that wants that stuff. And I mean, it's I would like to think that if it was just a good pack, all the production quality was the same, but they were trains instead of magical fog people, I would be just as into the game, if the mechanics were the same. But the theme definitely helps because it is just kind of really cool.
It's just really cool, and my imagination goes with it. I like the fog and the idea and working through and the forests. Some words have been said playing it. I sometimes go to the dark side because the card's at the top that you're both kind of jonesing for, and he has taken my card sometimes, and I get
that happens. Yes,
I need a shirt that says, what did I say? I apologize for the things I said while playing board games. We get along great, but I have said some things that
real knife twisters.
Graphic.
Yeah.
Graphic. I'm sorry.
Well, anyways, my number 2, I'm sure is not on. Well, you only have one left.
Only one left.
Is because you have not yet played it. Is Spirit Island. And this, I've
not played Spirit Island.
We were kind of semi-planning on it. I think you will like it. We just haven't. That's definitely one where we sometimes do a teach one night and a play the next night.
Which works really well for us because I'm a brain team kind of process.
Yeah. And it doesn't, you're not forced to fit this giant chunk in rather than, 2 littler ones over 2 nights. But anyways, it's a super fun game. And
side note, he has taught the game while we're both passing off our 9-month-old, bouncing him, he's playing with toys.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do what you gotta do. That's commitment, people. Okay.
True.
Time in.
And for the longest time, I was not interested in this game at all. I was like, I don't know what the Spirit Island is and why people keep thinking it's awesome. And I went to an army school this summer, had to go there, but it was all distance. So, super cool. It led to me getting a lot of time to play this game. So I played it a few times before I went, and I wound up playing it 1 to 3 times a day.
What?
The 10 days I was there.
I did.
There's only one day I played 3 times, but yeah.
You had a lot of time though.
I did.
I did.
And I was just by myself, and
I was not.
No.
Army
but
life.
It's
Army wife.
Army life. Ah. Okay. And one of the very few times I've actually been able to play in person with other people. Some of our friends from the Guard band that I'm in taught it to them, and they liked it so much that they now own it.
Nice.
So yeah, Spirit Island, very good.
All right.
So number one for me is is Root.
Oh, yeah.
And this is,
I've played it once.
yep, she has. She played it once.
Very
And
pregnant.
Very pregnant.
In our son's nursery.
Because this is, man, it seems like it's been longer, but I'm pretty sure Root Underworld came out this year, or arrived, the rewards, and which like revolutionized the game by giving another big army thing. For those who played Root, you know. But the robots, the Clockwork expansion, and the BetterBot project, I have made many a video teaching them and playing against them, and I've played it 23 times for a grand total of 26 hours of Root this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That is a lot.
That's a lot.
That is, it is by no means new, though that part is.
But just think, that's time you could have been cooking meth.
I
Or
would have made so much more money.
Or committing lots of crime, but instead you played a board game. So
Keep me
that's
off
time
the
well
streets.
keep you off the streets.
All right, well, you're number one. I think I've
Dune.
deduced it. Dune Imperium.
It is so good. It was my Christmas gift from the kids.
Mhm.
I don't know anything about Dune. Then Kyle showed me the trailer for the new upcoming movie. Looks awesome. Couldn't tell you.
Any of the lore.
And none of it. It is so enjoyable. Again, I don't think I've won. Have I won?
No.
No, I haven't. And it's number one on my list. I love it. The different characters. I love how when you choose your characters, there's difficulty levels.
Yeah.
So
the complexity
levels. Thank you. So Kyle could play complexity level 3. I could be on a 2. I just like it, and also like I'm proud of myself on how well I got a hold of the game, because I'm just now catching on to games faster, and you can connect it to Lords of Waterdeep, and you can connect it to different games, and so it's so good. And we recently had some time while grandparents were watching the kids to play, and it was on 2 separate occasions. We played it both times. Really good. Words were said. Mate.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah. It's just, it's just always different. Easy to follow.
Well, it's so
just,
like,
it's just so good.
and I was interested in when I first heard about it, but I didn't immediately like speak to me like, oh, this would be great for Kate, until we got Fort and we were playing that. And these are 2 non-traditional takes on deck building, but the act of deck build, I can see like even in Fort's like weird way of doing it, of only using 1 card a turn but still like, you know, acquiring them, I could see that she was interested in the idea, and that's the only deck builder. Oh no, we the bomb Super Motherlode,
which we haven't played it in a long time, but yes,
we have. So that also a deck builder, but then when Fort did as well as it did, and Dune was already on my radar, but then I was like, okay, now we need to try it out, and it's just
so good.
So good.
It's so fun and
so good.
It like,
I mean, it would be higher on my list, but Spirit Island went from I have no interest to I played it 1 to 3 times for 10 days in a row, and Root I played for more than a day, and that was the whole reason this channel exists, was starting with Root. That's
legit.
So I felt like guilty,
and it's
not
also
putting those at like boom.
It's also January 1st, and we got Dune end of December. So I mean, like, that's
like mid to early December.
So
I played a couple of learning games at school, like before school and during lunch. So because I punched it and I learned it and everything. So when Kate got it as a gift, it was open, it was ready to go.
Just ready to go. Awesome. Love it, love it. So, I mean, that speaks volumes of the entire year
Right,
of
it
games.
shot to
It just shot to number one.
Yeah.
Love it.
I'm gonna check to make sure that it's
Okay.
before we
All right.
boom. Well, the other ones, I think we can just kind of go like boom, boom, boom. The runner up.
Right, yeah. Honorable mentions.
Sorry, the honorable mentions. That's right. Or how do we want to do it? I guess we could trade back and forth.
Let's trade back and forth. I
Okay.
like that.
I have one that might be one of yours. So I'll start with one that definitely isn't. So Irish Gauge. You haven't played this one yet, but I did
Idea
have a
what that
mind to possibly like it's a non-2-player game. It has to be 3 or more.
When did you play this? In 2020?
With the game group outside. That was the one I made.
Oh.
I made a dry erase board, so I was like super table nanny, where I could show everyone how much money they had, what stocks they owned, and they would tell me where to put their trains, and I just moved
You made
everything.
like a customized,
Mhm.
like than a whiteboard.
Yeah, a little stand for it and everything. So it's my first stock game, which is the other kind of like really a big like, from my limited experience, another train archetype. Where you're putting trains down, but like it's not like Via Nebula where you're just like making money doing stuff. You're like your stocks in the company are the big driving factor, and it is so fun. And I've done really well every single times that I've played, so that probably helps. But it's just
Not necessarily,
That's
because
true.
Dune's
That's
number
true.
one for me. Never won it.
Yeah, it's just super cool, and I will teach it to you at some point, and
Okay.
when we get someone else to play them. So that's one of mine.
Okay. One of mine is Inhuman Conditions.
That is also one of mine. That's
Couple reasons I love this game. Never played a game like it before.
because she's apparently a robot.
Okay, I'm amazing at this game. And it involves acting, and it's 5 minutes, and there's an interviewer, an interviewee, and the interviewee is either human.
I think suspect is
Suspect. Is
Yeah.
either human, a robot,
a patient robot,
patient robot, or an
violent robot.
violent robot. And the interviewer does not know what the suspect is. There's a series of questions, and after 5 minutes, and there's a cool app on your phone to count down.
Mhm.
There's this little pad, and you stamp if you think the person or the robot who they are.
But don't forget the last part, which you did forget our first game. I think the best part is
Which I totally messed up.
after everything that goes on,
You do the stamp.
you do a stamp and you shake their hand. Well, okay, this only happens if you
Survive.
if you stamp it human.
Yes.
If you stamp it robot, then they immediately tell you whether you were right or wrong.
Okay.
But if you stamp them human, that's like, okay,
You're
go
good to
about
go.
your day. Thanks for coming in. And
You
you
shake
extend your
hands.
hand. And if you're a human,
You shake hands.
if they were a robot, they shake it in a visibly I can't remember how the rule book.
Uncomfortable way.
Just like, yeah. And
But I totally forgot that.
totally forgot. But yeah, like so good. But the thing is, and I'm not taking away from Kate's acting ability, but as the interviewer, you realize one of them. I got to the end. I was like, literally nothing she said was even a little bit suspicious. And I can't remember what the module was because the modules. My questions.
I know what it was.
Well,
It was.
I know what the limitation was.
No, I know it was like body awareness.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. And so the question, you can ask your own questions, but then you might not intersect with the way that the robots are, because a robot has a limitation and you have questions. And Kate's limitation was she couldn't say directions like up, left, down, and somehow so that's where her acting did absolutely come in, because she was able to talk about these things and and never use any of those directions.
Improv.
And I got to the end, I was like, she's 100% a human. And
100%
I was like,
robot.
I even thought at the end, I was like, man, this game is really cool, but it is kind of boring when the person is human, because nothing interesting happened. And then I reached out, and she's like, oh my gosh.
It's so good.
But then...
Oh no, I declared him a robot and he was a human, and then he had to go get probed.
Oh, that was me and my butt. Yeah, that's right.
And you have to write a letter of apology.
You do have to their family.
Yeah.
No, when I was a violent robot.
Oh no!
It's only happened once, and I want. And if you're the violent robot, there's 3 things that you need to do, but you only need to do 2 of them. And once you do it, you need to wait 10 seconds, and then the rule book says to slap the table and stand up, but our daughter sleeps right over there. So we changed it to draw your thumb across your throat.
But Kyle decided to add satanic eyes and a death glare, and I will never forget it.
I did.
And he murdered
me. And you were in the middle of reading a question, and I started when your face was down, and you just looked up, and you're like, oh no, so just it was
epic. Steve did it again.
Yeah, it's a really good game.
Okay.
Okay, and my other one is PAX Pamir.
Okay.
And 2nd edition, which is fantastic, and it is quite a teach. Wakan, the robot that you play against, it's really. I was kind of going into it expecting it to be sort of like a different flavor of Root, playing against the Clockworks, and it is not. The way that it works is there's variation to the factions in Root when you're playing the robots, but Wakan, the 3 games I've played, 2 just me against Wakan, then 1 with us 2, were all 3 of them completely different. Strategies that the robot was doing. It's an amazing game, and I look forward to, in the after times, teaching that to more people and getting it to the table more, because it's very thought-provoking and fun.
Excuse me. My 3rd, I can't stop yawning.
Drink more wine.
Patsy. Tiny Towns.
Mm-hmm.
Love the game. Santa brought me an expansion part. We haven't played with it yet.
Yeah, the trees.
The trees. But I really like Tiny Towns. I haven't played, again, it's a game, I haven't played one like it before. Whenever I see the picture in Kyle's office on the game, or when I saw the list of all the games that we've played, I'm like, I want to play that again. I want to play that again.
And we have not this I'm immune. I'm just looking at it, I'm just like,
I know.
We haven't played with the actual base rules. We have, I can't remember what they call. We have played with where you draw.
That's right.
For 2 things in a row, and then the 3rd one, every 3rd one, we get whatever we want. So it'd be like glass, and glass could be helpful to neither of us, and we're like, F this, and then we get the one that we want. The actual base game rules, which I thought, definitely makes it a little bit more antagonistic. We just trade back and forth which ones we want.
Oh, that's lame.
No way, it's going to be awesome, and it's going to lead to some more words being said, because we get to choose what we want every 2 turns instead of every 3 turns.
Oh, okay.
And we get to be mean sometimes and say, I really want this brick, but they really don't want a glass.
That makes more sense. I thought you just got to pick whatever you wanted and it didn't affect the other person.
Yeah. No.
That's stupid.
That would be terrible.
Oh, so you declare brick, but if you know I'm really jonesing for glass.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Okay.
Boom.
Boom.
Tiny Towns. And then the last one, that
All
didn't get enough reps for me is Dice Forge, the game we just played.
Oh, really good. Oh man.
And I've had that for.
Man. Oh. Can I change what I have?
You haven't said it. As far as I know, that's what you wrote down.
That's what I wrote down. I agree.
It's so
good. Okay, sorry, other game, and I'm gonna reveal what that other game was, and now I feel a little bad, but not really because this is a better choice.
because
What's it called again?
Dice Forge.
Dice Forge.
I've had it. We've had it for a while, and we have not played it yet. And when I brought it to see to go to my parents' house, and said this is a game that I haven't played a ton, but every time I play it, after I'm done, I'm like, why don't I play this as much? Because this is a lot of fun.
And I hadn't played it yet.
Well, because I don't know why. Now looking at it foolishly, thought the 2-player game would feel less than.
No,
It
it's
absolutely
great.
doesn't.
We played it twice last night.
It's so fun.
And I will say, the first time I really did not pay attention because my brother-in-law was painting my nails.
We did teams.
We did teams, which was still fun.
If anyone is out there who has, I don't know, I mean, I guess throw it into your gaming whenever you want. But it worked out really well. We had my parents, my brother and his husband, and us, and we just did 3 teams.
It was awesome.
Because it works great on games that can't support more than 4 players. But it was nice because, yeah, they were doing nails for part of it. But what's really cool is just seeing when. And it's all about rolling dice. So if you don't like dice, you're out of it. But when the gold, getting like double gold is almost always a bad roll. And seeing the reactions on 2 people's faces to a bad roll, like varieties of the same, like what the it was a lot of fun.
So I changed
And we haven't you have not played either of the expansions yet.
No, I have not. So I changed it.
Aside from that one special die we used last night. That's for the expansion.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah.
So, that...
so what was
It was Unmatched.
Oh. Yeah, we haven't played it a ton this year.
We haven't played it a ton, and the thing is with Unmatched, it feels like 10 games in that one because of the different characters and the different boards, and so I really like that. But
especially because this year... Jurassic Park, the Cobble and Fog, and the new one, Red Riding Hood and Beowulf just came out.
We just played that the other night.
Super fun. Also, the Buffy one came out recently, but neither of us are that into Buffy that much.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, what's the dice one again?
Dice Forge.
Dice Forge. I can't remember it. So Dice Forge, I changed my answer.
So there you go.
But quickly, a little postlude. So this is my final list. You can't see it, but so some games that did not make
we have the 5, the 3, the 1, and now
the ones that didn't make it. So we played 74 games this year, 74 different types of games. That's insane. That's awesome. So we picked, and so the ones I know I feel bad. Okay, so Azul. I'm just saying, Villagers.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to, and Mint Condition Comics.
Yeah.
So those are the ones that I had on my list. For my own heart, they had to be called. They have no ranking. They did not make the cut, but I had to say it. I'm not saying.
No Ganymede.
Yeah, I burned it in the backyard.
Oh boy.
I hate it. No, 2020 is behind us. Ganymede is behind us.
Behind her. I want to play it again.
Have at it. Go for it.
I'll have to make a solo mode.
Not in my house.
You don't even want it in the vicinity, even if you're not playing.
I hate it.
So thanks for
2020 games.
2020 games.
Frost Talk.
Hopefully 2021 games have more variety in terms of player count and who we're actually playing them with
Locations.
and locations. Mm-hmm.
But so far, 2020 was good to us in terms of games.
Yep.
We got a son.
We did get a son.
We got a son. He's pretty great. Our daughter's awesome as usual. We're great. We're doing pretty well.
Yeah.
And games. Games.
Oh man, Pan Am.
Oh, what? Oh.
We beefed it, guys. Restart the episode.
That wasn't even on the list.
Ah, beans. And we got the pilot wings for it, for the first player token.
Now I feel
Okay.
really bad.
5 games, 3 honorable mentions, 1 that we didn't play enough, and then the Pan Am.
Pan Am just
So-
gets its own.
For those of you doing the math at home, we wound up to 10.
That's his fault. That wasn't on the list.
How was that not on the list? The one I sent you?
When you sent me, I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look on my phone. Pretty sure it wasn't on the list. I'm looking. Going to the technology.
I took
Device.
screenshots.
It's not on there, friend. It's not on there.
How is it not on there?
Nope, it's not on there. Nope.
Oh man. Really screwed the pooch on that one.
Not Pan Am. And Realms of Sand.
Oh man.
What's happening? You had one job. I think our son might be awake.
What?
I don't know. Let's see. Nope. He's just moving.
So, have fun gaming, and
But you know what?
We'll see.
You know what though? Okay, before we do our sign off,
uh-huh.
this is a good problem.
Which we do not have one, so it's just made up every time. So,
Well, there we go. I'm gonna make one for you,
Mm.
for us. This is a good problem. We have so many games that we can't choose. That's a good problem, people.
that is a very good problem.
That's a good problem. So,
Sign off.
I hope you enjoy this show. You're welcome.